impact the world? That place is Emmett Global Theological Seminary and College. Emmett means truth in Hebrew, and for those seeking a training ground that prepares real people for ministry in a real world, Emmett is here for you. With fully online classes at emmettseminary.com, you can choose from 32 specialized certificate courses, Diploma of Theology, Associate of Theology, Bachelor of Theology, Master of Theology, Master of Sacred Studies, Doctor of Sacred Studies, and Doctor of Theology degree programs. Emmett Seminary offers exceptional biblical education from some of the world's leading educators in an environment which fosters higher learning both spiritually and intellectually for career, ministry, and character development. Visit emmettseminary.com today for more information on one of the most extraordinary values ever offered in Christian higher education. That's emmettseminary.com, E-M-E-T, seminary.com. Our site is very user-friendly, and advisors are ready to help. emmettseminary.com, delivering absolute Bible truth in this eon.
Pleasant evening to you. Good evening, each and everyone. Want to welcome you to our program on a Monday. It is again the fourth Monday in the month. Yes, indeed. And you know what happens? Second and fourth Monday, right here on Caribbean Gospel Radio FM. It is time for The Law and You. Coming to you live from our studios right here in the Big ATL. That's Atlanta, Georgia. Good evening again to you. Good morning wherever you are. And welcome on board. Have the lovely attorney with us this evening. Attorney Georgia Lawrence is here with us. And of course, it's going to be a very interesting program. Come on, get that coffee or the tea or maybe some orange juice. Could be milk that you want, right? Whatever it is. And pull up to the computer or the television or the phone and listen in. Make sure that you have your questions so that I can pass them on to the attorney for you this evening. Gonna be joining with her momentarily. I'm giving you a moment to go ahead and share the YouTube link or the Facebook link. Go ahead and call people's attention to this. It is our legal program, free legal information. And of course, she will tell you much more about her practice right here in Georgia, the state of Georgia, the United States of America. Don't you forget, as she told us that immigration is federal. So she practices that in all 50 states. That sounds like good news, right? She's very informed, a very educated woman, and she's here to bless us. And I say bless, because you know you got to pay a whole lot of money for consultations. Anything else you need? Then she has a way that you can contact her. And you can follow up with her and you get one-on-one, okay? My name is Monica, a.k.a. Dr. Monica, sitting in this evening inside the program. Again, I want to send a shout out to those who are listening in to us. You cannot see us. All you're doing is just listening in. Platforms like Radio Garden, TuneIn Radio, Online Radio Box, and Nobex Radio. Good evening to you. Want to welcome those who are with us on Facebook. Good evening, Facebook family. Mason Stewart Gillette. Janice Fraser, Mason Stewart. Elsa Daly, Alexander Taylor, Prince Hall, Vilena Alley. Good evening to you all, Beverly Lane, Evangelist Beverly Lane. Good evening to you, and welcome. Hopping on over to YouTube, want to say good evening to Marcia Dawson. Good evening, Marcia. Victorine George, good evening. Grace Billy, good evening. And Nicole Williams, good evening. Don't you forget to like us. Give us a thumbs up if that's allowed on the platform that you're on. Like us, follow us, subscribe, whatever. Come on, be a part of the family. We'll be joining momentarily right now. I'm putting on air our host for the program there. She is the lovely attorney, Georgia Lawrence. As you'll see, I have Georgia Lawrence Esquire. And so she is in. She's ready to her program. I'm just right back here helping to facilitate what she wants done. So, beautiful lady, attorney Georgia Lawrence, you can unmute and you can go ahead and greet the folks this evening. Welcome again to the program, each and every one. It's all over.
Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am hearing you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. It's a good day. It was a little windy, colder this morning, but as the day progressed, it got warmer and we finally got some nice weather. So I'm good. It's good.
Awesome. It's still cold where I'm at, but I'm okay with it.
Oh, well, that's all right. I went to the mailbox earlier on and it wasn't that cold. I walked my dog earlier and I had on a nice thick winter jacket. And I'm telling you, I was sweating bullets. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly around this side, but I get to stay in all day, so I'm good.
All right. So you got some warmer news for us this evening?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am. So, all right, let's get started. And as usually, if you have any questions, you can just send them to Dr. Monica and she'll get them to me, or you can send them to my email, georgialaw21@gmail.com, or you can go to my business website, Georgia Lawrence LLC, and send a message there, and someone will respond to you. So tonight we're going to talk citizenship.
Oh, that's a great topic. Citizenship?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And you might hear a baby in the background.
That's all right. That's a citizen right there.
Okay. All right. So first, most of you who tune into this show, you might know what citizenship is, or the process called naturalization. Well, it's really how immigrants become citizens in the United States. And You might hear people talk about filling out the N400 application for naturalization. It's the same thing. So tonight we're really going to explore the different ways of becoming a citizen in the United States, which is a lot of people, for them this is a big dream. Like the president elect said, this country is one that is seen as one of opportunity. So a lot of people try to get in the United States to do better for themselves and their family.
All right. You know, there was one time I heard that citizenship and naturalization is not the same thing. Maybe you can clarify that for us tonight or another time. Because I
Oh,
just,
yeah, when you talk about getting naturalized, it's becoming a citizen in the United States.
right. So you have the same benefits, right? Except that of
Yeah,
running for the presidency.
yeah.
Right.
All
Okay.
righty.
All right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's like with some position, you have to be born, where it's not like you obtain citizenship through some of the different means that we're going to explore, but you're born on the U.S. soil.
Okay, good.
So I think that's what you might be referring to. Alrighty.
Thanks.
So first, we're going to talk about the requirements. So the first thing first is that you must be at least 18 years of age. So at the time you're applying, you have to be 18 years of age. And you have different categories. Now, the first one we're going to look at, which most people may be familiar with, is when you have permanent residency or a green card for 5 years. And over 99% of the applicants actually fall into this category. And for that, so 18 years of age, have to be a permanent resident for 5 years, and you must be living in the United States. That's what they call the continuous residence requirement. And for this, even if you leave the United States, it mustn't be for more than 6 months. And this is where a lot of people, especially if they have citizenship elsewhere, they run into a lot of problems. Like if they have a business and they're out of the country for an extended period of time, this can affect you. And there are questions on the application where they ask about your travel history. So they'll check the amount of time that you're actually out of the country. And then we have another category where we look at if the person who's applying for citizenship is married to a US citizen. And for this, the requirement isn't that you have your green card for 5 years, but rather 3 years. And you must be living with that United States citizen at that time. And your spouse must have been a United States citizen as well for the past 3 years. And it's the same thing for the continuous residence requirements, where you have to be in the country for at least 6 months. And they will count the amount of times that you've been outside the country. So, say for instance, you're from Trinidad and you've been back home and you try to go home every month. If they can check the amount of time and see that the amount of time that you're out of the country is equivalent or greater than 6 months, then you won't be eligible to apply for citizenship. Another category is through the military. So you look at if you're in the country, you're just applying, it's not through marriage, and you have marriage. And then you also have if you're in the armed forces. And with this, basically what it is if you're in the armed forces and 6 months of honorable discharge and you serve for at least a year, you just have to be a permanent resident at the time of the interview. And there's no continuous residence requirement because, normally with military, you could be deployed. So they take that into consideration. And for the military too, they can also look at you being 18 years of age. And if you were in the armed forces for less than a year, they look at if you've been in the forces for 1 year or more. And again, for that one, they look at the continuous residence for 6 months. So those are the basic 3 ways that most people would fall into those categories, where you're in the United States for 5 years with a green card, you're married to a United States citizen.
Mm-hmm. You're still there? Okay. All right. So, okay, you're back.
Yeah,
That's all
sorry
right.
about
Bring him
that.
on. That's a young lawyer. No apologies. That's how you know how it goes with moms. We gotta work, but we're still moms, so that's all right. Hey, Mr. Attorney. All right, guys, we're actually on the program with Attorney Georgia Lawrence. Don't worry about it, Attorney Lawrence. I remember when I lived in Connecticut with my two babies, and I had my radio program, and I had to bring them with me to the studio because Daddy was at work, and even though Mommy got to work, Mommy still has to be a mom. And I took them to the station with me, and little ones always wanted to go around. And it wasn't until a few years later I heard them both saying, "You remember when Mommy took us to work and we went in the elevator and got stuck in the elevator?" Yes, yes. And I didn't know
Wow.
anything about it. And somehow they were able to get out of the elevator. And when I heard about it later on, my heart fell to the floor because there I was trying to do my job, trying to be a mom. I think the little rugrats just went out of the studio just to go use the bathroom and come back. They decided to explore the whole station, took the elevator, went all the way to the third floor, and got stuck in it. So you know what? You keep him right there with you. That's fine. At least he won't be in an elevator.
Oh, no, we can't have that. Yeah, but all
Keep him with
right.
you.
So
Uh-huh. So
just to
you list
recap,
three. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you're in the United States with your green card for 5 years. You've been married to a United States citizen for 3 years, still married to that person, or you're in the military and you meet that 1 year requirement that if you're still in, you meet that 1 year that you've been involved in service. And those are the main three ways that you get it. And with the citizenship, you can actually fill out, this is one where you can actually complete the application online. And
Mm-hmm.
you always hear them say like immigration is one of the old system where they still use a lot of papers, but they're slowly moving away from that. So most people, they try to submit their naturalization application online instead of doing it via paper. And
That's
then
nice.
for, yes,
That's
they
really
and it
nice. Okay.
hmm and people's been getting like to me,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times you submit things on paper and they could always come back and say they didn't receive it.
Oh, I told
But
you
when
about
you,
mine.
yeah,
My situation.
exactly.
Good thing I had
hmm
copies.
But when you do it via electronic mean, you always have like some sort of trace that can find out what is going on. And then the other thing is, so people come to me all the time and they say, "Oh, I want to get citizenship for my child. I need to fill out the N-400." That's wrong. When you're under 18 years old and your parents become citizen, you automatically get it. So what you do is you apply or you fill out the form for the certificate of naturalization, and that way, so you get derived citizenship. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll just get a passport for the child, which is okay
Hmm.
because that's good evidence showing that the child is a United States citizen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I always tell my clients is if you have the money and you can do it, go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and get the certificate, because a passport can always expire. And if,
Yes.
say, for instance, you have a child who they grow up and they decide that they don't want to renew their passport or they just don't do it,
Mm-hmm.
it's a possibility when they try to reapply. You never know what can happen. And they're like, okay, what's your
True.
proof you're a US citizen? If you don't have your parents to submit certain documentation, but you had your naturalization certificate, that's helpful. So I always tell people, look at your naturalization certificate like a birth certificate. You want to keep
Yes.
it handy, protect it in your safe document. So if you need it, you can always pull it out. But again, it's not a must when you have the passport.
Okay. All right. So if the child is under 18, they're eligible based on your naturalization. They're eligible to be a citizen.
Yes, as the parents derive naturalization,
Position.
and they can go to the oath ceremony as well, get their little
What?
flags and all that, but they
Yeah.
don't have to fill out the They don't have to fill out the N600 and apply for the citizenship. They automatically get it. And
Oh,
then one of the other thing I forgot to mention under the requirement is that most times you're required the state, so the district that you, because you have different USCIS districts. So some states they might not have like specific USCIS district in that area, but the closest one to it, you have to live there for at least 3 months. So for instance, if you're gonna um, submit it and you're in to the USCIS office in Jacksonville, Florida, or in Palm Coast, Florida. Like Palm Coast doesn't have it, so they actually submit their USCIS documents to the office in Jacksonville. You're required to live in that area for 3 months.
okay.
Yeah,
3 months. All right. So
three
which means
months.
okay. So which means it would not you're not ineligible to receive naturalization. You just have to wait a little bit longer to secure the residency in that district,
Yes.
basically. All
And
right.
they'll ask for proof because one of the things that they'll like, you can submit like a lease agreement, mortgage document to show how long you've been living in the area, or maybe like a copy of your driver's license, like if it can show it, like what the date that you got it, that could suffice to meet the residency in the particular district to meet that requirement.
Okay. All right, but
Yeah.
right across America, you will find yourself living in a district. So wherever you live, you apply, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you can't lie though. So if, for instance, like I'm in Atlanta, Georgia now,
Mm-hmm.
and say I move to Tampa, Florida, and I move to Tampa, Florida tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be wise for me to apply for citizenship knowing that it's going to go through the Tampa office when I haven't been there for 3 months. So if I move tomorrow, I have to wait for that 3 months and then get it done, unless I'm going to do it in the office here in Atlanta where I've been for more than 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the waiting time like right now for that? From application to swearing ceremony. What's the best?
Honestly, at one point, I used to say you could look up to a year, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was because of the election. Like I did a lot of citizenship application a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they got responses like in 4 weeks.
What?
In 4 weeks. Yes,
Wow.
I don't know if it because they wanted people to go and vote, but
Could
in
be.
4 weeks, I had clients going in for their interview and all that. And then I just sent out a few last week,
Uh-huh.
and they got notice that they did receive them, but before that it was like 3 weeks ago, and the clients already told me that they did receive notice of for them to do biometrics. So I don't know if it's
Wow.
the election why they speed up, but I do know that they did have priority on those applications. So maybe they'll slow down that process now
Mm-hmm.
and start picking up on other things like green card and so forth. But the other day they were flying through them.
Okay. If you're just
Hmm.
tuning in, we are inside the program called The Law and You. It's a legal program. Every second and fourth Monday, right here in Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, we talk immigration with our immigration attorney, Georgia Lawrence. She is a native of Jamaica. Of course, no doubt she is a United States citizen as well. Are you? You're there? I'm messing with you. She's a United States citizen. She practices law right here in the state of Georgia, just like her name, Georgia. But because immigration is federal, she can help you wherever you are in the United States of America, all 50 states she covers. You can reach out to her at, what is it again? Georgia Law? Georgia
Yes.
Law.
Georgia Law 21 at gmail.com.
Right, Georgia Law. That's the letter two, the number two, the letter one. Right.
Yes.
So Georgia Law 21 at
At
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
And come with your questions, throughout the week. Come whenever she's on, she's on second and fourth Mondays. So come with your questions. This evening she's talking citizenship. So if you have any citizenship question, she will take them this evening. There's some things that she will not be able to talk to you about on the air, but one-on-one you can talk to her. Now, before we go into some other things, I know Attorney Lawrence mentioned the path to naturalization briefly. She hasn't gotten into everything yet. She spoke about the application process, the length of residency that's required, the continuous residency that's required. But there's also the English language proficiency, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And she has other stuff to talk to us about on naturalization. So if you have any questions this evening, post them on Facebook, post them on YouTube, and definitely we will be taking those questions for you. I just want to say her first appearance on the program was on the 9th of November. That was her first program with us inside the Law and You. And I have gotten such great feedback. Haven't said anything to her as yet. This is your first time hearing, but I've gotten such great feedback. I was sitting down to dinner at my kitchen table and my phone just made a buzz. And when I looked at it, it was a message. And I'm not going to say what it is verbatim. I'm not going to go back to the message. But the person said to me, thanks so much for this program. They had an issue that involved a friend and they really needed some legal advice. And it came just in time. They were able to connect with attorney Georgia Lawrence, who was able to lead them into the right path where they needed to go. And voila, what do you know, that person was freed. And they were so thankful for the program. And, you know, they pronounced a blessing on me like, may God bless you that you continue doing what you do. And it felt good because when we decided to do this program, we weren't even expecting anything so early, you know, but
Yeah.
God is good. Then another person said, they have a situation being in the United States of America, and they're out of status and had somebody else working with, but nothing is forthcoming. And they were able to talk to you and you told them, you know, what route to take. So again, thank you. We're seeing people are getting benefits already from the program, and it is only the start. So thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
Here to serve.
Thank you. She said, I'm here to serve. All right, let me check on over on Facebook and see if anybody has any immigration problems, okay? I think we're all citizens here. Let me put on my glasses and see if I can find any question here. All right, somebody wants you to give the email again. So go ahead while I go ahead and look at this.
It's georgialaw21@gmail.com. And my website is www.georgialawrence.com.
All right, and you are on Facebook as well. Do you take?
Yes, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well.
And it is the same, Georgia Lawrence.
Yes.
All right, and I hope, I spelled it right. So, guys, if you look right there, you'll see her name spelled out right under her photo, under her video. So, yes, that is her, Georgia Lawrence. Find her on Facebook. Find her at her website, georgialawrence.com. That is it? georgialawrence.com? Right, and
Yes.
georgialaw21@gmail. And the phone is here. If you want to call in and ask her anything this evening, feel free to use the numbers. They're rolling on the ticker. So our numbers are there, 404-647-1706. And if you can only call on WhatsApp, that number is 44792-730-5600. All right? And what she cannot answer you on this evening, because as she said to us the last time she was on, there might be things that is a case-to-case basis, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Explain that a little bit for those that are just tuning in. When you say a case-to-case basis, what you mean?
So basically, a lot of times what I'm giving is general information. And like I always tell people, don't take it as legal advice, because there might be something relating to your situation that makes it a little bit different, where you'd probably have to take a different route. So some stuff I can't say definitively on air, like this is how it would go. I would need more information.
All right. Well said. Okay, we're talking about naturalization this evening, becoming a citizen. And before we get into that English proficiency portion of it, I did mention when you came on here some time back about, people that are being afraid, especially ours from Jamaica, because I know that we're afforded dual citizenship, but we have a lot of Jamaicans who are afraid that if they become citizens of the United States of America, then they're going to lose their position of citizenship in Jamaica. Can you address that a little bit? And if you know
Then
of
no
any of
one
the
sell
other
out.
islands, they don't want to sell
Yeah,
out.
then no one sell out. Yeah, I hear it all the time. People telling like, "Oh, I don't want to be a sellout." It's not. Like having the citizenship is actually a protection, and you get so many benefits. I really don't understand the logic behind not trying to get it and claiming that, oh, you owe allegiance to your country. Like nobody's asking you to give up anything. It's just a matter of protection where you're able to vote, you're able to get certain jobs, and you're able to get certain government benefits.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. She's in between us and her son. That's a mom right there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I need to get a babysitter on Monday nights.
I
He's
I
too
got you.
funny.
I got you. When you put yourself on mute, I take over. Don't worry. I got you, girl.
Thank you. Well, he's crying for my phone, talking on the phone. I don't know what he has going on.
He's got a client. Allow him to do his job.
Okay, yeah. So it's really there to protect you. You get certain benefits, certain
Hmm.
federal position. Like just the other day, somebody was
Yes.
talking to me about having a job where
Hmm.
he was only making like $8.
Hmm.
And the moment he became a citizen, I'm like, hey, apply there. He was able to apply at this post office. He's making $17.
Yes. Yes.
So there are a lot of benefits that come with it. And I really don't see like you're in a country. I don't see like why not? Like you're already here. Go ahead and take opportunity of everything that you can get. And then one of the biggest thing is when you're a citizen, you can be deported. I know a lot of people,
Yes.
especially from Central America, they'll come here and they'll have their citizenship, they'll have their green card rather, and especially like the younger ones, and they'll have it for years. And hey, they get themselves into some sort of like trouble,
Mm.
and then they're put in removal proceeding, and they're like, "What are you talking about? I've been here since I was a baby. I don't even know my family back home. I don't know where I go home to." But sadly for you, that's not the concerns of officers here. So it's really a protection. So I tell people all the time, like I have a tracker system within my practice. And as soon as that 3 years mark is up, if you're married to a US citizen, or your 5 year mark, if that's not the case, or you're in the military, and I did some sort of work for you in the past, I'll send a text message, I'll reach out, hey, this is where you're at, this is what you can do, what's your plan? And it's
Mm.
not me trying to get money, it's just that I'm really looking out for my client's best interest.
Okay.
So that's how I know. Yeah.
That is good. That tracker system, because
Yes.
sometimes people get information, but they don't process the information. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
over time they forget. At other times, their ears are being filled with misinformation, disinformation. Oh God,
Mm-hmm.
talk about this recent election. All kind of information that is coming to you except the truth. You got little groups here and there that are telling you things. And so you don't even realize that after 3 years of marriage to that person who is still a citizen and you're still married to
Mm-hmm.
them, that you can qualify. So here you are sitting down waiting for 5 years because the person you're talking to had to wait 5 years because their situation is different from yours,
Yeah.
but you're taking information from them. So that I like that tracker system. So you how successful is it in your practice, you think?
In terms of like people, there people like you said, some people they really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll come back and be like, oh, I can go ahead and do this now. Just like you're saying, like you said, I actually had a client like that where he was waiting 5 years because
Mm.
that's what somebody told him.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no,
Okay.
you don't have to wait. You're eligible now because you're still married to and you're living with a US citizen. So you can go ahead and get it done now. So yeah, you're right.
And that basically is a consultation, right? And I do know that there's some immigration attorneys that will do consultations for free, stuff like that, just to give you that information. You
Mm-hmm.
you don't charge for information like that. It's some
No,
okay.
no,
All
no, I
right.
don't.
So, guys, please reach out to Attorney Georgia Lawrence. It doesn't matter which state you're in right now listening in. It doesn't matter which country you're in listening in, as long as it has to do with immigration that concerns the United States of America. Because you might have people who are abroad right now that are listening in, and they're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be a citizen, and I didn't know that I can't travel, for 6 months, more than 6 months out of the country at a time. That will affect my citizenship and stuff like that. So, guys, you can also reach out to her, email her from anywhere you are around the world, and she will take it from there. All right, let's talk about the test that you have to do.
All righty, let's take a quick break. Let me grab my charger.
All right, no problem. I'm happy to do that. We will be right back, guys. So see you in a little bit. All right.
You've done so much for me. You've done so much for me. So much. You've done it for me. You've done so much for me. I cannot tell it all. If I have 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. Chukuna Gramorele, when you heal completely. Chukuma Omimo, he say he can do it. So what shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. Nara, narekele. Sing nara,
If you're just tuning in, we are inside our legal program called The Law and You. Every second and fourth Monday of the month, we talk immigration. We have our immigration lawyer here with us this evening, Attorney Georgia Lawrence. Her office is based in the state of Georgia in the United States of America. However, due to immigration law being a federal thing, she can practice from anywhere, and she can help you in just about any state in the United States of America. This evening, she's talking to us about naturalization, and I hope that you're listening in because she told us the different ways in which we can become naturalized right here in the United States of America. I'm not going to give you a test, but I hope that you remember what she said. After being a lawful permanent resident for 5 years, you're qualified to apply. If you're married to a United States citizen, still married to him after or her after 3 years, you're qualified to apply. And if you're serving in the U.S. military, you're qualified to apply. And if you're the child, 18 years and below, of a United States citizen, oh, you just get that automatic stuff, huh? That sounds nice. I think she's back. So let me get her back on air for you all. Feel free to send your questions in via Facebook or through YouTube. Or you can call us right here in the studio. You got the number. It's running on the ticker 404-647-1706. Or if you're calling from abroad, you can do WhatsApp, which is 44792-730-5600. Want to say good evening to each and everyone on YouTube. Let me scout. Let me see if there's anything on here that I'm passing out on. All right, Marcia Dawson, you're one of the moderators there. I'm asking you to double check. I know sometimes you guys make mistakes and you time out folks. Marcia, you timed out Victorine George. Could you undo that, please? You're the only person who could do it. So I'm asking you to fix that. All right, guys? When you're moderators, certain things happen. And sometimes I know that you don't realize. So, Marcia, if you're listening in, you timed out Victorine George, which means that Victorine cannot say anything on the thread. So you got to fix it for me, all right? Thank you so much, please. All right, we have no questions on YouTube. Let me check in with Facebook a moment. Gwendolyn Hassock is asking, where in Georgia are you? Do you want to answer that the best way that you want to answer it? Hold on, attorney. 1 minute. Okay, there you go now.
Okay, yeah, I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right, so Gwendolyn Hassock, she is based in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Okay, so that's the only question right there right now. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Good evening to each and everyone that's coming in. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. All right, so let's talk about the process, if that's where you want to go.
Alrighty, yes. So now we're going to get into this English and civics test. First off, I am sure that some of you may have heard about the changes that just happened this week. Well, last week, rather. Yeah, last week.
What? Tell me about it.
Yes. So before, now the test is actually going to be longer and harder.
What?
So any application that comes in December 1st or after, they're going to have to answer 12 instead of 6 questions correctly. So, normally you get 10 questions and you answer 6. You just have to get 6 out of the 10 correct. Now it's going to be 20 questions and you have to get 12 of those questions correct.
I wonder why the change. Do you know?
Yes.
Did they say?
The administration came up with it.
Okay. All right. So we're making the country great again. All right. Go ahead.
We're making the country great. But with President-elect Biden, I mean, they have the power to undo it. But again, we won't know what's going to happen until January morning. I mean, I did read over his immigration policy, and I do see where there's room for a lot of things to be changed. But again, let's just wait and see what will actually be done. But as of right now, starting December 1st, if your application goes in December 1st or after, you will have to answer 12 out of 20 questions correctly instead of 6 out of 10. So that put more pressure on immigrants, but hopefully it won't scare a lot of people off, because the truth is it's gonna still be civics related questions, but it may be a little bit trickier. But again, you have a lot of resources online to help, and especially if you're working with an attorney, that attorney should be able to provide you with the study material. All right, so let's look at the, go ahead.
And they can actually get those questions online too, right? Study,
yes,
as you say,
online.
Right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And you normally have flashcards and stuff like that too, which you have a lot of nonprofit organizations like the Catholic charities. They'll give you those flashcards for free. And I try to get some every year so that I can pass it out when I go to events and stuff. So if anyone here needs flashcards to study, always reach out. If I have some at my disposal, I'll be happy to share.
Okay, great. You're so kind. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All righty, so let's look at the English and civics portion of it. And again, this actually scares a lot of people too. So we want to get rid of all the misconceptions surrounding this test. Now, the first thing is it's simple. It's just that they want you to demonstrate that you have a basic understanding of the English language. Simple mean you're able to read and to write the English language. And for the speaking portion of it, it's really reading one sentence. Normally, it's reading one sentence and writing the answer, or vice versa. That's how it is. So reading and writing one sentence. And then as far as the civic portion, now that's the part that a lot of people are afraid of. Now we have it where you get 10 questions and you must get 6 right. I mean, if you answer the first 6 questions correctly, they don't go all the way up to 10. So
Oh,
it's really
nice.
you getting, yes. So it's really you getting 6 of 10 questions correct. So there's some exceptions to this, and I'm actually going to read it because I want to make sure that it is clear. So I wrote it down because a lot of people hear about the numbers and it's like they don't understand it. So I want to break it down. If you have something to write down what I'm saying. So basically what it is when it comes to so one exception is your age. So
Okay.
there are 3 exemptions when it comes to age. The first one is, and a lot of people hear about it like the 50-20. So they hear about the 50-20 and they don't know what it is. So really, if you're over 50 years old and you live in the United States as a permanent resident, meaning you've been here with your green card for at least 20 years, you do not have to take the English test.
Wow.
And you do not, and you get to take the civics test in the language of your choice.
Woo.
And I've seen a lot of people from
Hispanic.
Spanish countries, like the older population.
Yes.
They've been here for ages, but they're just used to speaking Spanish at home. That's what they know. So for them, they do not have to take the English test, and they do get the opportunity to do the civics test in the language of their choice, which is that's very good.
Yes.
Then the other number you hear about is a 55-15. So you hear about the 50-20, and you hear about the 55-15. What the 55-15 is that if you're over 55 and you've lived as a permanent resident for at least 15 years, you do not have to take the English test, and you do have you take the civics test in the language of your choice as well.
Okay, so it's basically the same thing.
It's basically the same thing, but it's the difference in years when you've been here with your green card.
Yes.
And then the other thing, the last one, when it comes to the age category, is if you're 65 years or older and you've lived for a period of 20 years or more. And for that, you do not have to take the English test, and you take the civics test in the language of your choice. But what they say is that you can get additional help with this. So it's important to remember the age, the amount of time that you've had the green card, and then what benefits you get with it. So a lot of people try to remember the 55-20, the 55, here I'm saying it backward too, 55-15, 50-20, and then 65-20.
So,
and in order to qualify for any of these exemptions, one of the big thing is your time with your green card, it has to be continuous. So
residency.
it can't be like something happened, you didn't have it, you get it back, and you're trying to add up the time. No, that's not how it works. It has to be continuous. And then you have people who they'll come and they say like, oh, I have this learning disability, I just can't understand, I just can't learn, I just can't get it. That's no excuse.
Oops.
Well, not that I'm being harsh, but in the eyes of immigration, that's no excuse.
Yes.
The only exemption when it comes to disability is if you have a physical, developmental, or mental impairment, and it has to be severe to the point where it prevents you from acquiring or demonstrating that you can actually learn English language or take the civics test. And for this, you have to fill out a form. It's called N648. And what it is really is you're filing a medical exemption. And
Wow.
this has to be done by a licensed medical doctor, clinical psychologist. It can't just be a regular nurse. You can't have a nurse in your family who say like, oh, this person, I've known them since they've been 2 years old and they just can't learn. That's not how it works. It has
Wow.
to be a licensed doctor, licensed clinical psychologist who sign off on that form to say this is what's going on, this person just can't, and so forth. And to apply for that disability exception, your disability must be at least 1 years old and must not have been caused by legal drug use. So
By
you have
legal or
to
illegal?
prove illegal.
Oh, okay. 1 year old,
Illegal.
1 year old, and not being caused by illegal drug use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you can't say like you've been doing whatever drugs, it messed you up in the head, and now because of that you have something going on, so oh you can't do it. No, that's intentional, that's willful. So that won't
They won't
qualify.
accept it.
That won't qualify you for it.
So, so based on the age, if I should take my grandma to America, she's 65 years old. So she's past the 50-year-old mark and the 55-year-old mark. However, she's just here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or say she's just here for 5 years. Okay, she's 65 now. She's 65, so she came in when she was 60. So she's 65, had her green card for 5 years. Now I hear somebody asking, so I'm asking for them. Would
Mm-hmm.
my grandma qualify to go and take the to take that exam in whatever language of her choice, just like the other folks with the 50/20 and so?
No,
Okay,
because your grandma, if you're 65 old here, 65 years old, live in the United States as a permanent resident for periods totaling at least 20 years. So she would have to meet that requirement as well.
good.
However, your grandma may be able, like, say there's something going on where she could qualify for the disability waiver, but again, you'd have to go to a medical doctor, clinical psychologist to get that form completed and submitted with the application. But otherwise, the same thing would apply to your grandma.
Okay, good. I just want folks to understand that even though they might have that age requirement, they might meet that, then
Mm-hmm.
there's another portion to it that the
Yes.
residency portion of it has to be fulfilled as well.
Yeah.
All right, now Sheldon Unstoppable Royal is in. How are you, Sheldon? And I see where Gisette answered you. Thanks, Gisette, but I want the attorney to answer this as well for Sheldon. So I'm gonna ask it again. All right, Gisette? No worries. I'm gonna ask again. Sheldon has asked us to repeat the child part, and that's the requirement to be a U.S. citizen and the benefit for a child 18 and under. Could you just say it again?
Oh, what? So if the parents they are citizens, they're citizens, the child will automatically get citizenship. So you don't fill out the N400 for that child. You fill out the N600 where the child is applying for the certificate of naturalization, which is basically proof that he or she is a US citizen. It's something similar like having a birth certificate. And a lot of time what you can do is you can go ahead and apply for the United States passport. And that's enough evidence to show that the child is a citizen. But for me, I always tell clients, try to get that certificate as well, because you never know, like a passport could always expire. And say you're trying to renew it, and they may say, hey, where's your certificate of naturalization? If you don't have it, you may have to have all the evidence, like get your parents stuff to show that your parents were a citizen at that time, and so you would qualify and so forth. So in order to avoid all that, just go ahead and get the certificate of naturalization. And as far as the benefits when it comes to being a United States citizen, we talk about being able to vote, being able to get certain federal positions, certain government benefits, and importantly, you can't be deported. So a lot of times, and I see this mostly for youths, where they will have their green card and they won't, like, they'll probably have their green card like at 16 years old, didn't get citizenship, and they leave home, they're in college, one night frat party or something, you get drunk,
Mm,
and you end up in some sort of police custody, some criminal investigation, and you hear in court like, you are found guilty. This could affect you if you're not a citizen of the United States. And that's the first time that they
mm.
actually know that, hey, I wasn't a citizen. And then this child could be put in a position where they're being forced to return to a country that they don't even know. So if you know somebody who has a child and they're getting up to that age where they can apply for citizenship, have them do it. Or if you have your child, like, try to get them that certificate of naturalization. Even though you have some cases where, and a lot of immigration attorneys will tell you, like, these are the best cases. Like, you'll have somebody who's placed in a removal proceeding, and they don't have any way, like, they don't know how to prove that they're citizen, but they just think that they are, and the attorney will dig and dig and find something, like, voila, like, those are just, like, you consider them little gems that you file in a pile. So you do have those that come up once in a while, but like Jamaicans would say, prevention is better than cure. Like, save your documents, do what you got to do from early, and just keep your documents in place, so if you need it, it's there.
All right. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
explaining that. And Sheldon says noted and appreciated. And on that
You're
note,
welcome.
all right. So we have some questions coming in. Actually, Juliet says she would love the flashcards, and that's a good way to go. The
Mhm.
flashcards. In my
Yeah, tell
Go ahead.
Julie, go ahead and send me an email and just say flashcards are study material, and I'll get that to you.
All right, Juliet, you heard that? Okay, go right ahead and do that. Send her an email, Georgia Law 21 at gmail.com. Again,
Hmm.
that's Georgia Law 21 at gmail.com. And just mention flashcards or study material and you can get it. You have
Yeah,
time.
and I must know too, like, the ones I have, they're related to this test. But remember, coming after the switch change in administration, it's gonna be different unless President-elect Biden decides otherwise. So
I'm
be on the
praying he
lookout for
does.
that as well.
I'm praying he does. I pray that he goes
Yeah.
back to making it more relaxed. All
Hmm.
right, we have a question. You have time for a question right now?
Yes, and then afterwards we can jump into good moral correction. How am I doing on time?
Oh, it's 2 minutes after 7 o'clock, and
Okay, we're good.
yes, you
Okay.
have about 50 more minutes or so, so you're good. All
Okay.
right. So we have good evening to you, Karen, First Lady Morris Gray, and Devlin Scott, Ivan A, Gwendolyn, everybody that's in Valdine Turton. So here goes the question: can a woman file for her kids back home? She's a green card holder, and her husband is a citizen, but he is getting food stamp since COVID. Would that be a problem? Is that something that you can talk about, or is this a one on one for this person?
I mean, I would need more information to answer the part, like, can a woman file for her kid? Like, I would need more. But what it sounds to me this person is getting at is the relationship to the public charge. Now, with COVID, there has been a lot of exception, because truthfully, people lost jobs,
Mm
people
hmm.
have so much going on. So
Mm
I
hmm.
think they're more relaxed when it comes to things like that. But as far as, like, you being able to prove certain things, whenever you're filing for anyone, what is, like, as soon as a petition is approved, you're going to go ahead and put in for the immigrant visa. Then you have to submit the affidavit of support with it. And,
Mm
like, now they have the I-944, the self um
hmm. Our little attorney is back. Go
the
ahead.
the declaration form, basically you saying that you're able to support
Support.
this
Mm-hmm.
person, and you do have the affidavit of support too. So then they look at certain things like, are you depending on government benefits? How long you been depending on government benefits? What assets do you have? Where do you work? What is your paycheck looking like? So it encompasses a whole bunch of other things that can make up for that. So simply your husband, which is a US citizen, getting food stamp, that shouldn't disqualify him filing for somebody. But again, I would need more information on that, like how old is the child? What does the child do? Who is filing? What is going on? Because
Mm-hmm.
there may be a case there too where that child, because if you have a parent who is a US citizen, that child could
Automatically be
automatically
a
get
citizen.
citizenship depending on the situation.
Okay.
But to answer the question about the food stamp right now, no. However, I do tell people, like, if you don't need to be on public benefit for anything, don't get
Don't
it.
take
But
it.
understanding, like with now COVID, people getting laid off and all that, it
True.
is what it is. And sometimes it just depends on how you sell your story.
Good. All right. So thank you so much, Karen, for asking that question. So please relate that information to whoever that person is. All right. Thank you so much. And you can have that person reach out to attorney Georgia Lawrence as well at georgialaw21 at gmail.com. And once she can get some more information, privately, then she'll be able to tell her exactly what to do or what path to take. All
Yeah.
right. Valdine says that's how my daughter became a citizen under me because she was 15 at the time
Yes.
when she
Mm-hmm.
became a citizen. All right. I know you're going to run into something, but you remember earlier I asked you about the because some people says that there's a difference between naturalization and citizenship. And of course, I've been hearing that. But then when you spoke about the child, I found out that it says that while both types of certificate prove you're a U.S. citizen, they aren't the same document. A United States citizenship certificate is given to those the children you just mentioned, someone who derives or acquires citizenship from their U.S. parents. In the case of Valdine's daughter, let's call her Mary. Mary was 15. So now I'm learning that Mary would have gotten a U.S. citizenship certificate, while a certificate of naturalization is given to someone who later becomes a citizen via our naturalization process. So in that case, now Valdine would have been issued a certificate of naturalization, and her daughter at 15 would have gotten a United States citizenship certificate. Is that how it works? And what's the difference between those two certificates? Can her daughter come up and be a president while she can't? Oh,
No,
he
that's
answered.
no. Really, I look at it as the same thing, like you're a citizen.
Okay.
One is just derived citizenship because your parent is a citizen, and the other one is like you have to go through the process of
Mm-hmm.
getting certain documents before. That's all it is. So like a child wouldn't be required to go and take the test or anything like that. So they're gonna get the naturalization certificate, while the parents who did the test,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Get
the
the
oath ceremony
naturalization.
and all that,
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah, go ahead. The whole ceremony, and then they
yeah,
get their naturalization certificate.
yes.
Okay. All right. I know how it feels. I see you getting a little bit distracted there with, with Mr. Lawyer himself, but that's all right.
He just bit me.
He bit you? I saw your face like, what went wrong there? Did I just say something wrong? But it was a bite you got. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. You said that you wanted to get into something right after this. Do you remember what it was?
Yes.
All right. You ready or you want me to take a song? What do you want to? Okay. All right. She is going to let me know when she is ready to do that. And I am going to go right ahead and take the song. Just let me know when you're ready, all right? Just give me that thumbs up. You're in tune to our legal program, The Law and You, with our very own attorney, Georgia Lawrence. Hey, guys, use up the thread. Facebook, YouTube. Ask the questions, all right? So she can answer you. Out of the Anointed Veil, you heard from him last with the regularized version of Naira Kelly. Mo. We're listening to Brianna Jade as she regularized Heart of Worship. We'll be right back. Stick and stay right there. I'm coming back to the heart of worship. It's all about you. It's all about you. Don't you forget that Attorney Georgia Lawrence will talk to you via her website, email. You can reach out to her. There you go. It's on the screen how you can reach her. Her office is based in Atlanta, Georgia, right here in the US of A. But she's available to take your case anywhere you are in the United States of America. www.georgialawrence.com is our website, and her email is georgialaw21@gmail.com. If you want to call and speak with her on air this evening, the number for that is 404-647-1706. If you're calling from abroad and want to use WhatsApp for a free call, our number is 44792-730-5600. The Law and You, right here on Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, every second and fourth Monday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. We took a little break. Before we get on out this evening, I want you to do a homework. I want you to find out if your country accepts dual citizenship, all right? Because I know some people are asking, or you're concerned that you're going to be a traitor if you take citizenship elsewhere, or you're not too sure if you can do it and still be legal in your own country, huh? Look it up. I got a list back here, but I want you to look it up as well, all right? And don't you forget what you need to know in regards to immigration law. Attorney Georgia Lawrence is available at georgialaw21@gmail.com, where she will take your case on a case-by-case basis, or take your question on a case-by-case basis. All right, she's right back here with us. Okay, back over to you, Attorney Georgia Lawrence.
All righty, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Moms
I told
can
you.
understand.
I told you don't apologize. You never
Let's
apologize
pray.
for being a mom. All right.
Let's pray that for the remaining of the show, he doesn't come back over here. Like,
What?
since I've been sitting here, he took 2 bottles of milk and dumped it on the carpet over
Oh,
there.
attention.
He
That's
turned-
it. He wants his mommy. That's it. That's it.
All right. So let's jump into good moral character. So
Good moral characters.
yes. So
Okay.
just to tie up everything. So we've been looking at what it means to become a citizen. What it means to become a citizen. We talk about difference with adults and kids, the different ways you can become a citizen, and then the requirements. Now, one of the requirements is having good moral character. And this is actually, like Dr. Monica was saying, a lot of people They'll just keep renewing the green card, and they're actually scared to apply for citizenship because they don't know what may come about. Now, when like you have the interview, like for instance, if you're married to a US citizen and they try to dig and dig and get a whole bunch of evidence, they'll
Mm.
investigate just to ensure that it's valid. It's the same thing with natural with getting citizenship. And I always tell people this is basically you're gonna do a thorough investigation. And
Mm.
this is where you have to be truthful.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that there is something in your past, it's best to reveal it to an attorney so that they can assess if it's a good time or if you should even go down that route
Mm.
to apply for citizenship. And I think a lot of people, like once you can read, you can write, they may look at it and be like, oh, it's just the N400. I know the information, I can fill it out.
Hmm.
But the thing is, they don't understand the immigration law and understand how certain things can affect you. Now, to explain this, I'm going to use a story client of mine who I had a few years back. So he came to me, he did his citizenship application, but he came to me after the fact. He applied, he got approved, he went to the oath ceremony. At the oath ceremony, they asked him um, about traffic tickets and what he's done. And would you believe me? Say, for instance, his ceremony was on a Wednesday. The Monday, he actually got pulled over and got a charge for DUI.
Wow.
In the oath, like 2 days before.
That's the
So
devil
in the
right there.
oath ceremony, he told them, and they pulled him out and they denied it.
What?
So then that was when he came to me to see if we're going to do the appeal or what we should do. So I'm just saying this to say, like, a lot of times, that's the part when it comes to citizenship that you really need the attorney for, especially if you know that you have something in your past. So what it means when it says good moral character really is that if basically you're a good person in the eyes of immigration. So there's certain things that you might use to demonstrate that you lack good moral character. For instance, if you've committed a crime against a person with the intent to harm, crime against property, especially government property with evil intent, you've committed fraud, you've been sentenced for like 5 years or more, you've been caught with controlled substances, habitual drunkenness, illegal gambling. I noticed, and I'm not even going to spill too much information, but I noticed this trend where a lot of people are getting themselves involved in gambling that's not legal, and they're doing it through the forms of games. And I'm just telling you, if you are that person or you know of someone, stop, because it will catch up with you. So illegal gambling is a grounds to rule that you lack good moral character for citizenship in the United States. And then you have prostitution. I believe like on all the forms, they'll ask you if your intent is to come in the United States to be a prostitute or pimping. So you're selling other people. And then polygamy, marriage to more than one person, lying to gain immigration benefits. Like we talked about on the earlier show, a lot of people get involved where they're using other people's documents or they're trying to come in with fake documents. All this will catch up with you.
Yes.
Don't do it. Failing to pay child support.
Oops, that's a big one.
Yes, and I'm especially talking to our men at this time. Don't come in the country and feel like you're going to see people from different race, different culture. Ooh, she fine. You're going to get yourself involved, end up with a whole lot of baby mamas, which is nothing but drama. And then you're placed on child support. Oh, they might just suspend my license. I can still drive anyway and be careful. No, it's going to catch up with you because like I said, They do a thorough investigation and they're going to look into all this.
Mm-hmm.
Failure to complete your probation, if you've been on any type of suspended sentence, you didn't finish that. Persecution of any kind as it relates to the protected class, like race, national, social groups, political opinion. If you're involved in any of those activities, then you're not considered a person of good moral character. And that's why too they'll ask, like, are you a part of any gang? Like, have you been a part of any like political groups who attempted to overthrow the government? They look at all that stuff. And then another one that I see, like, it's not really listed there, but adultery.
Ooh,
Yes.
tell us about that.
So I think most areas of the law.
All right, we're having some connectivity issues going on. Can you hear me, Attorney Lawrence? We have some connectivity issues going on there, so let's see if we can get that fixed and put her back on. I'm sure that's not her son doing that right now. If you can hear me, Attorney, just give it a break and come back in. We're having some connectivity issues. And we do have a caller on the line.
Hello.
Yes, I want to make sure that Attorney can hear you because your question is for her, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
All right, so she is going to come right back. Just bear with us a
Okay.
moment, all right? She had some connectivity issues. Thank you so much for your patience, okay?
That's all right.
All right, please hold on.
Okay.
Want to take the time out to say hello to each and everyone that's in. Thank you, Valdine, for the compliments. Want to welcome Alana Tom. Good evening, Alana. Tamara Jackson, good evening to you. Those are with me on YouTube. Good evening again. Annette Nash, Lady CC, Renison Peralta. Good evening to you. Gisette Welch Acosta, my sister. Victorine George. Wait a minute, Marcia, you release him yet? Brenda Grace, good evening to you. Marcia Robinson, good evening. Marcel Spain, good evening to you all. All right, Victorine, I'm going to try to fix that for you, all right? I'm pretty sure that it's not intentional. All right, Victorine? I'm pretty sure it's not intentional. Let me see if I can get a moment to fix this back here. All right, Attorney, you're back with us. Are you ready to go again?
Yes.
Are you need an extra minute or so?
No, I'm good.
You good?
I don't know what happened. I think my internet. I'm trying to see. I think my internet went out. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe did
But
I
I'm-
have a caller on the line for you? Did you want to finish up the moral character thing, or you want to take the call right now? She's been holding for
Okay,
some time.
Okay, yeah, I can take the call.
All right, let me know if you can hear her, okay? Because I'm doing two lines. Caller, do you want to say something? Let me check and see if Attorney can hear you when you speak.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, I'm hearing.
Hello, good
Oh,
evening.
okay, she said yes, she's hearing you. So go right ahead, caller. Talk to her.
Okay. Hi, good evening. I'm just inquiring about something. A family member of mine that I have living in the US of A. Basically, she left back in the Caribbean quite a long time ago. I was 7 years old. I'm now 35. And wanting to know what is the procedures with another family member filing for another family member, i.e., a sister filing for a sister, and how long that should take? Because as far as I know, that family member still doesn't have anything. All they have is like a work permit that they work that they have to keep renewing.
All right, Attorney Lawrence, did you hear that?
Yes, so let me know if I heard you correctly. So you're asking about a sister filing for a sister, like the
I'm not able to
procedure.
hear well, but yeah, you relate that to me.
All right, you hold on there, caller. Let me relay that to you. That's strange because she can hear you. Okay, go ahead, attorney. She said that her so it is two sisters, one sister in the U.S. and one
Yeah.
sister is in the islands, and the one that is in
When
the one
the
oh
one
say
that is in the islands been there for quite a while, in the US for quite a while. And the sister that's been in the US for so many years has got a citizenship, has got everything working, everything all done, but she filed for her sister, which all she has is just like a work permit, and that's been going on from since I was 7 until now, and they still got that. So I don't understand. I want to know what's the procedure. What is there something that they're doing wrong or?
All right, I'll have to tell once she says it, I'll have to tell you, or you can hang up, go back and listen to the program. Yes, that's the best thing to do. Hang
Yes,
up and go ahead and
yeah,
listen to the But
yeah.
let me see if I can get this right, just in case attorney didn't get it. Are both sisters in the US right now?
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
both sisters are in the US, and the one that has
Yeah.
her citizenship filed for the other one who is here in
Yeah.
the US as well. Okay. All right.
Yes.
And the one and she's got her work permit so far.
Yes, and that's been from since I was 7 years old, and I'm still 35, and that's
Hold on.
still going. I
Oh,
don't
wait,
understand how that is.
Wait, she got her work permit from you were 7 years of age?
Yeah.
And you're 35 now?
Yeah.
And okay. All right. So you want to know how long it takes and what's the procedure? All right. So attorney's getting ready to answer you. So go ahead, hang up and listen. And if you're not clear about something else, you can always feel free to send her an email as well so she can take care of that one-on-one with you, okay?
Okay then.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Go ahead and
Okay.
hang up now.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
so-
attorney. Woo, give her a minute. Give her a second there to hang up
Okay.
and connect. Woo, did you hear it? Did you hear what she said?
Yes, and my internet is back now, so I'm back on my computer.
Great.
Now it just everything just shut down.
Great. All right. Go ahead and give her that answer.
Yes, so you're gonna have to give me a call because I don't even think I understand your question correctly. But based on what I'm getting, you're saying that two sisters, one sister filed for another sister, and this been since you were 7 years old and you're now 35 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It does take a long time for a U.S. citizen to file for a sibling. It takes a long time. It could take years. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I honestly tell people, don't even do it. It doesn't make sense. And it depends on the country that the person is in. Like if you Mexico, Philippines, like it could take a longer time. So
Wow.
there's some more information that I would need, like where this person is at, like how it's going. Like you said this person has a work permit, like how did they get a work permit? Like
They're both
I
here.
definitely need more
Yeah.
information.
Okay. And both sisters are in the U.S. The one that's doing the filing and the one that's being filed for. They're both here. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
it does. Like I need more information.
Yes.
Like I need more information on that.
All right. So, caller, go ahead and reach out to her, to attorney Lawrence at georgialaw21@gmail.com, or you can send her a message on Facebook as well. She's on Facebook as Georgia Lawrence. You can find her. And as she says, she needs more information before she can.
Yeah. So the business on Facebook, you can find me on my name, Georgia Lawrence, or you can look at my business, Georgia Lawrence LLC, and message me there, or you just go ahead and send me an email, or you go to my website and send a message. But it's quicker, like if you just go on my social media, send me a quick message, and we can chat about it offline.
Okay, good. All right, yeah, that one seemed complicated right there. Okay,
Yeah.
want to say hello to Marva Kelly, and I think you got a friend here. She called your son by name, Tamara Jackson. Tamara,
Oh,
Tamara says she's
hey
coming to
Tamara,
she's coming to get it. How you pronounce your son's name? Elihu.
Elihu.
Elihu. She
Yeah,
says,
she normally watching for me on Monday night when I have the
"Oh,
show, but for
oh,
some reason tonight she sell me out.
oh, she partying. It's okay, Tamara. We can get you."
Yeah, she sell me out tonight, but it's okay.
She went all the way to London. That's where she is. All right. So Marva Kelly, she said, uphold the laws of the land. And I'm not sure what Marva is referring to, but I just had to mention that. Good night, Angela Peart. Thank you
That
so much.
name sounds familiar. Hey Marva.
Yeah, she said uphold the laws of the land. All right, and here it is. Somebody says amen to that. Even if something happened to you in your country, you better tell them. You won't get it
Yes.
either. And that child support is real. You ain't getting it either. I can tell you that is real. Can't go into it, but yes, that is real. Leave people's
Yeah.
husband alone if you're going to get citizenship.
No, that is the part. Yeah, that's where I got cut off. See, the
Yes.
enemy
Hold
trying
on,
to
hold
cut
on,
me
hold
off
on, hold on,
because
hold
I'm
on,
not
hold
tough.
on.
You
She said,
see,
wait, let me finish her statement. She says, leave people's husband alone if you're going to get citizenship. Sometimes that man ain't even divorced and lied to you. That too will catch up with you. Take it away, attorney.
right? Yes, that person is right. So, um, you know how you have like schoolyard mix up?
Uh huh.
It's the same thing. They dig deep, and just like we're able to put one and one together and figure out certain things, they are too. So, like I was saying, most institutions respect families, respect marriages, and I believe that we all should. Leave
Amen.
people's husband and leave other people's wives alone.
Amen.
So it's a case where a lot of time, like one of the big thing, and you have to even swear to this, is that your intent is not to practice polygamy in the United States.
Hallelujah.
And technically, when you're engaging in adulterous affairs, it's really the same thing.
Yes.
And there are ways for them to figure it out. For instance, and I see this with a lot of us Caribbean people, where you're in the United States, you're married to someone,
Mm-hmm.
and you go ahead and you put in for your benefits and your stuff is coming through, and then all of a sudden you're pregnant, and it's not for the person you're married to.
Okay. Hallelujah.
What is that called? Adultery.
No,
That's what it's
that
called.
is called a immaculate conception, like Mary.
Listen, we have no more Jesus out here.
Tell it, girl. No
So
more Jesus out here.
you need to tell me where that child came from. But you have a lot of those
Wow.
situations. And look, I'm not knocking anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just saying, like, they look into that, they respect families, and it's not something that it doesn't demonstrate that you're a person of good moral character. So you're gonna have some explaining to do.
Wow.
You're gonna have some explaining to do. And some people think they can beat the system and do
Mm-hmm.
some little shady stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I see people try to do it. Again, that's on you. But this attorney, for one, I'm truth based, and don't come to me with that nonsense.
Okay.
But I see people do it all the time. And then you also have people who they believe that, oh, I'm from a third world country, they can't dig up certain things. So they'll be married at home, probably with kids, and then they come to the United States and they're married here again, and then they want to put in for certain benefits. Like I said, it's almost like a schoolyard mix up, and they
Mm-hmm.
will dig up certain information. And I mean, the system is loaded, and I'm sure you've had people who slip through the crack and they haven't figured out certain things, but it doesn't justify doing it. Like it's still wrong. So I normally tell people like your intent is to demonstrate good moral character. And overall, you should want to be a good person and demonstrate good moral character whether or not you need an immigration benefit.
All right.
Now, the
Good.
other thing on the good moral character is criminal record. Like a lot of time people come to me and say like, oh, I did this, I did that, do I still qualify? And I'm gonna say now, if you know you have anything like that in your record, I would implore you like consult with an experienced immigration attorney for them to look into it. That's their job. Let the attorney do the research for you and figure out if you're ever able to get citizenship or if you should wait for a specific period of time before you do. Now, when it comes to criminal record, there's certain crimes where you can just never you'll never be able to get the citizenship. For instance, if you've been convicted of murder, you won't be getting citizenship or any other aggravated felonies. And these are spelled out for you online. I'm not going to get into all of them, but you can look at the different aggravated felonies. Okay, bye bye. Go watch TV. Yes, bye bye. Yeah, you can look into the different aggravated felonies to see if it's something, because you won't be able to get your citizenship with that. And then there are other offenses where they're not a permanent bar, but they're temporary bars to naturalization. And temporary bars, what it does is that it simply prevents you from qualifying just for a certain period of time. So I always tell people you want to report any form of offense. Yes, talk to an attorney before so you know what the repercussions are, but don't lie because they will figure it out. Now, if you've been arrested, convicted, you must send certified copy of the arrest report, court disposition, sentencing, or any other relevant documents that you have to show what happened and what was the result of it. And normally I tell people like, unless it's something like a traffic incident that didn't include alcohol or drugs, then you may not have to submit everything unless if it was less than $500 or like just small points on your license, then that's okay. But I submit everything. Like I'll get the driving record, I'll pull up any criminal file, I'll put a package together and I'll say like, this is what happened. You could even submit an explanation and then the result of it, and you submit that to them and then let them determine what happened. And a lot of people will come to me about, and I see this, and I don't know why we come here and we try to put ourselves in situation, especially when it comes to DUI. See, habitual drunkenness is a big deal in the eyes of immigration, and it doesn't show good moral character. So I mean, if you get a DUI like one time, and it was like years ago, especially when you look at the points, I don't remember the exact reading now, but I know this is statutory, meaning in each state it varies. Like I know in Georgia, I don't remember the number, but I know that if you're charged with DUI, then it's mandatory. Like most likely you're going to be on a 1-year probation.
Wow.
So when that happens, I'll tell you like, just hold off. And you can hold off for like maybe 3 to 5 years. And then in the process, you can show them that you have rehabilitated, and there are ways to do this. For instance, you can do the DUI classes. You can demonstrate, like, say for instance, you're a church going person, you've been going to to church, you've been serving in the community, you've been
Mm-hmm.
doing this, you're married with kids, you're working, you're a responsible person. Say, for instance, you go back to college, you got a degree. Those are all ways to show that you are rehabilitated.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do have good more.
Hey, little lawyer, what you got in your mouth there? All right, let me. We'll be right back while she takes care of that.
Okay.
You're good.
Give
You're
me just
ready.
a second.
All right, go right ahead. All right, we're talking to attorney Georgia Lawrence. I'm telling you, she's a mom, she's an attorney, and she's doing double duty this evening. So we bear with her, all right? Giving us some valued information there. I hear Angela saying, whoa, good night, Patsy, Raina Johnson. And Angela says, whoa, will they ever learn? Will they ever learn? All right, she'll be right back. The program is aired on Caribbean Gospel Radio FM Live every second and fourth Monday of the month. And she talks law right here. Tonight, she's talking about naturalization. And we're hoping that you're taking notes. If you haven't gone through the process yet, that you can attain to that because it is good. Unless your country is not one of those that offer you dual citizenship. But if it does, like Jamaica, you should definitely consider it. Remember that you get that kind of protection under the dual citizenship, where you cannot be deported. Okay, so you might want to take that. All right, you might want to do that. She also tells us about the test, the civics portion, the English portion of the test, and all of that. She will help you get through it. You can also reach her on email, georgialaw21@gmail.com. You can reach out to her via her website, www.georgialawrence.com. She's on Facebook as Georgia Lawrence as well. And her business is there as Georgia Lawrence LLC. And you can reach her right there and ask her questions. Remember, some things are a case-to-case basis. So reach out to her. And I hear Gillette says she's doing an awesome job. Thank you so much, Gillette. Thank you for that. She really is doing an awesome job. She'll be right back, guys. All right, we have attorney back with us, attorney Georgia. You're doing such a fabulous job as a mom. I'm telling you, we got your back right here. Don't worry about it. But did you get whatever that was?
Yes, let me show you. So I have flowers on the table
Oh my gosh.
with sprinkles. He had his mouth filled with sprinkles. It's all right. I have
Oh, I'm
flowers.
glad you caught it though. See, the motherly instinct just get you off camera and you go take care of son. All right. So you might want to pick up back where you are then. Uh-huh. Good moral
Yes.
character. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying when it comes to the DUI, if you've had it in the past, like years ago, yeah, you can still go ahead and put through the application. But if it's the case where you have 3, 4, 5 DUIs continuously, then this can show a pattern of drunkenness. So that's a no-go. You have to wait. And normally I say like wait for that 5 years period
That's
to
long.
demonstrate that you can show good moral character before you go ahead and apply. And you may have some serious rehabilitating to do, and you'll have to prove that you have been rehabilitated.
So you're
So
saying that one night at a party with friends, just having a good time, happened to be driving home, DUI, and there it is. You gotta wait for 5 years or more
yes,
before
yes,
you can get that benefit. It is that serious.
yes,
Wow. Wow. Wow.
yes. So you wanna be careful. And I hear people say it all the time, like, because a lot of times this is not like you have bad people out here just doing stuff. It's just people living their everyday life get caught up in something. You may just be college student going out with your friends. You have a
Yeah.
one drink, the cop pull you over, you
Mm.
have a charge. So it's not like I'm knocking anyone to say, okay, you keep getting to stuff, but just be careful out there. Like I always tell people, like I feel like as females, we have it's almost like we have something to prove in society.
Mm.
Black community, any minority
True.
community, you
True.
have something to prove. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you have those, in addition to the fact that you're an immigrant or a non-immigrant, it's the same thing. You walk on eggshells.
Mm.
And see, that again is also one of the benefits of becoming a United States citizen, where you don't have to worry about all this. But it's just a matter of being careful and understanding, like, you don't have that extra protection, that extra coating where you can just be out here doing whatever it is that you want to do. And
Wow.
I know a lot of people, they have, like, back home, they may be involved in certain gangs, or they may have gotten away with certain things, and they want to come to the United States with your certain, with the same dirty behavior. No,
Mm-hmm.
stay where you are with that. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere, because you're going to get in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not going to be able to naturalize. And if you continue on that same path, you're going to get yourself in problems, and you're going to be deported
Mm.
back to the country that you're coming from. When you look at it, that's just a waste of opportunity, because you have tons of people out here dying to get some of the opportunity that we have.
Mm.
Where I'm not sure, like, one of the things that I do, because as young as my son is now, like, I mean, he's still a baby, but even from now, I'm really trying, like, to put certain values in him. So I'll sit with him and watch a documentary, just like looking at people and how much you're going through just trying to cross the border. And
Mm.
like, one of the things that I tell people, like, you'll have citizens who say stuff like, "Oh, why they don't understand their country, or they're just against immigrants." And
Mm-hmm.
one of my questions to them is always like, "Do you really think people are just okay with getting up, leaving their family, friends, and everything that they know behind to come to this country just because?" No, we're all looking for opportunities.
That's
We
right.
all want better for ourselves, and we want better for our families, and that's why we do it. So when I see people here who's been given the opportunity where they have some sort of, let me say, permanent or residency here,
Mm-hmm.
and they make a fool of themselves, where they have to be deported and go back home simply because they weren't following certain procedures or living up to certain rules, because they feel like, oh, they are this, they're that, they're a bad man, they want to be involved in certain things. It's nonsensical. You have people out here dying for that same opportunity.
Exactly. Exactly. That is so true right there. As we say in Jamaica, want it, can't get it. And
Can
get it,
get
now
to get
want
it
it.
and get to know want it.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
those who are listening into us and don't understand what that means is, people who have it really don't want it. They make a fool of themselves, while there are those who are
Hmm.
dying to get it and cannot obtain it. Uh,
Yes.
we're talking to attorney Georgia Lawrence. Actually, this is her program, y'all. I'm facilitating. 13 minutes to the top of the hour. And attorney, if you don't mind, can I just take some comments here?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
All right. I hear somebody says Juliet says your son is Mr. Handsome. She says you're doing an awesome job. She's really educating us. Angela says she is very good at multitasking, and Patsy says that's true. You are. And Angela says, interesting information in every area. On YouTube, Marcia says, wow, I'm learning so much. Claudette says, I agree with you, Lawyer Lawrence, on that. They come with the bad behavior. Valdine says, she's great, which is you. I never heard anyone explain to you like she's doing. My lawyer was good too, an Italian. Oh my God, I sent a few people to him and they said he was great. He worked with you as you go along with your paperwork, and he never charged all the money at one time, but he passed away. So she says that you're doing a great job, and she's never heard anyone explain it like how you're doing it. You actually make it easy. This is like the Law 101, you know? Law 101. Thank you so much for explaining to us. All right, go right ahead.
No problem. And yeah, I'm gonna take the few minutes that we have left just to like take questions or anything. But
Hmm.
I do appreciate all the comments. And like I told Dr. Monica, I'm here to serve. I mean, if you have something where we can talk offline about your case, I'm willing to help. Like I always tell people, I feel like a lot of us go to schools, we get certain degrees in certain profession, and if you're not careful, you lose sight of where you're coming from, or
Hmm.
you lose that sense of purpose. And I never want that to be me. So that is why when Dr. Monica reached out to me about this program, I'm actually excited to do it. I try to do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in the community. And now with COVID-19, like having to be home more, this is actually a great opportunity. So I'm grateful and I'm happy that I'm able to be of some help. I don't know everything, but like I always tell you, if I don't know it, we can figure it out together.
That's
We can
right.
figure it out together. So
And that's why it's a
go
practice.
ahead. You could visit the website. You could visit my Facebook page, my Instagram page. You can leave your comments. We'll be in touch. I have community events that I try to get involved in. Sometimes I post stuff like if you have a business and I know about certain grants, I'll post it there too. Because I just believe that we are all here to help each other. Like one hand wash the other. So I can help you, you can help me.
You are so blessed. I'm on your website and I love your logo. You
Thank
see,
you.
you're in the state of Georgia. Your name is Georgia. You're in law and your very last name begins with law, Law.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, you just play on all of that Georgia law, Georgia Lawrence, like, girl, you are
Yeah.
you are so so blessed. So I'm actually on the website right now, guys. And if you can take a moment and go to the website, or if you have questions, come on. We have 10 more minutes inside the program with attorney, and you can ask your question, and she will try to answer it as best as she can. Georgia attorney Georgia and Lawrence practice focuses on family immigration, employment immigration, deportation defense, as in the case of or detention. I think that was the case with the person who wrote
Hmm.
me last week that you helped.
Yeah.
They are super super grateful for your help because he was out and back to
Mm.
business or whatever it was. So that family was really grateful for your help. She also focused on asylum, human rights, domestic violence, as well as consular issues. She handles
Yeah.
all.
Oh, yeah. And that
Mhm.
was one of the other thing because someone reached out and they were like, yeah, like where you practice, where you base. Like I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. So I have different facilities that I work out of here. But as a licensed attorney here in the States, I'm able to do immigration law in any state. Not the courtroom aspect of it, but as far as like any paperwork and appearing before USCIS officers. So I travel all over the states, but I also have international clients. So I have clients in Ethiopia, Jamaica, all over. So I do consular processing as well, but most times I don't fly out to like interviews and all that. However, if there's a client and they need me to, hey, as long as they can pay the fare,
You'll
I'll
be there.
go. Yes, I'll go. But I do practice, well, not practice, but I do have clients abroad too. Like I know a lot of times, kind of see the trend where you get your green card, you get your citizenship, and then they may like, oh, how may I do this for a family member here or there? I will represent those family member before immigration as well.
Okay, great. All right, guys, make sure you visit her website and you can see all about her and what she does. And just know that she's well trained and she can take care of you in the immigration as it concerns immigration law. And she has another practice that we don't really talk about in here, but
Yes, I do civil rights as well. So I'm a part of this company where we work on federal employment law. So if and that you well, you'd have to be a citizen. So if you're a federal employee and you have some sort of discrimination case or anything, you can come to me as well, and I can get that handled through the other company that I work for.
Okay, great. She's also an author. I mean, that's on the side. If you
Yeah.
haven't gotten any of her two books yet, you really, really need to get them. We interviewed her here on the station in regards to those two books and
Yeah,
how,
and I must say I appreciate it
yes.
too, because I've had some people reach out to me about the books,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I may start doing that where we have a giveaway on the show. I have
Okay.
3 books, so I can give away one. Like
Yes.
we could do that on every show. And if you have feedback of how like we can make the show more effective, because like I said, I'm here to serve and I want to ensure that this is reaching other people, we're educating our people, and we are all here just helping each other. So if you can give Dr. Monica ideas how we can improve, what we can do, topics you want to discuss, that would be perfect. Like the first show we have, I
Mm-hmm.
think we're mostly addressing like just general questions. So we're trying to
Right.
get it more structured. We like this week we talk about citizenship.
Citizenship.
For
Mm-hmm.
the next Monday, I may have to come up with something else. But if you see a trend or like you have specific topics, reach out to Dr. Monica.
All right. Or they can also email you at
Yes.
GeorgiaLaw21 so you can prepare for that as well. So, guys, we want you to be more involved in the program. Remember, this is for you. I had my green card and now I am a citizen. I filed for my mother and my father and me done. I don't need
You're
immigration
done.
law no more. Una need it. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm doing this for you guys, okay? Because basically, I am done. I can't be a president. So I'm done. I'm not going any further. I'm a naturalized citizen for over 10 years and I am good. My 2 children were born here in the US. So, whatever
Mm.
happens, the country will have to take care of them where the law is concerned. But there was a time, yeah, but there was a time I was trying to adopt my niece. And oh boy, I wish I knew you back then. It was such a hassle
Yeah,
and I
and
did not go through it.
I'm gonna do a show on adoption too, because
Please.
a lot of people reach out to me about adopting. So
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I think I'm gonna do a show on that as well.
Yes, address that because boy, it's not easy. It is not a
It's
piece
not.
of cake. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that because people want to bring it's all a part of immigration as well. So let me hurry up with this, guys. 4 more minutes. Get your questions in right now. Um
Let me check over here if I have
yes,
questions.
please. Evelyn, which one are you checking? YouTube?
But Facebook.
Oh, okay. Evelyn says that is so nice of you. Blessings to you. That's for you, attorney. And Valdine says, God bless you always. Now, Juliet says you're really a blessing to a lot of us. Much blessings, both you and your family. Now, Angela is asking, do you work outside of Georgia? As I was told, states differ. And you answered that just now, where you explain how you can get to folks wherever they are, even though you're based here in Georgia, because immigration being a what do you call it matter again?
Federal.
A federal
Yeah,
matter.
so immigration falls under the
I need
federal.
water.
So you have
Hmm.
state laws and you have federal law. The federal law, big federal government. So
Right.
that's where immigration falls. So as far as like getting stuff done, representing you before immigration, yes, it doesn't matter what state you're in. If it's like a state issue now where we have to be in court in a particular state, then I'm licensed in Georgia and I can appear there. Any other state that I'm appearing in, then I'd have to file a motion. It's called a pro hat beach motion, but it's really like, can I appear in your state? And most
Hmm.
times judges will allow it as long as it's not a case where you keep doing it, where they're gonna say, no, go ahead and get a license for this state. So
Oh,
I try
okay.
not to appear in court in other states. I do Georgia, but as far as immigration, paperwork and stuff and going before USCIS officer, I can do that for any state.
Okay. Great. All right, guys. We have learned a lot this evening inside our program, The Law and You, with attorney Georgia Lawrence. This evening, she spoke about naturalization and she gave us the 10 steps to becoming naturalized or understanding the process of becoming a U.S. citizen. She let us know that we can get information from the USCIS website, but we can also get information from her as well. And remember those flashcards. If you need that, just reach out to her, email her, and just say something like flashcard or what was it you say? Study guide.
Just say study guide, because if I
Study
don't have the
guide.
flashcards, then I can send you the PDF. You just need to print it and study from it. But
Okay.
remember, like I said, with the new administration coming in, some of the questions, and well, the questions are definitely going to be more, but some of the answers will change. For instance, they'll ask like, who's the president of the United States? You know, the answer is not going to be President Trump anymore. It's going to be President Biden. So you just have to look out for that. So it all depends on when you send me a message. Like
True.
now, I think I do have the PDFs to print out, but I'm going to get some study cards. I may not have them until the change in administration where it's updated. But again, remember, starting in December, it's going to change. It will no longer be 100 questions where you have to know, you have to get six right. Now
Gotta
it's
get
gonna be,
12.
I believe, 120 questions,
Wow.
and you have to get 12 out of the 20 correct. So it's gonna be longer, most likely harder. So just be on the lookout for that as well.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will change. And again, you say that depending on because of the change, in everything, come when you go to stand before them to answer those questions, and they ask, who's the president of the United States, it will no longer be Trump but Biden. We're
Yeah,
praying to
because you
God.
you have some things that change. Like they'll ask you who is the senator for
Senator,
your
right?
area, who is the House of Representative, and that kind of
That
stuff. So
changes.
yeah, so the answer to those will change. So you wanna keep up to date with what's going on. One of the questions that I'm always asked, like, oh, why you watch the news so much? You're so negative.
No.
No, it's just being aware.
Yes, that's
It's
me.
being aware.
I'm always on the news. I guess because I was in news in Jamaica, I
Mm-hmm.
always want to know what is happening out there. And I know there's going to be one new question on the um on the set of questions that's coming. There's going to be one new question. I want to
Oh,
tell you.
they're gonna ask, what's the question?
I don't know your question, but let me tell you mine. The one that I know. There's going to be this question, and I'm also going to give the answer. So, guys, if you're preparing to go for your thing, I'm going to take over from the attorney right here for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a new question on it, and I'm going to give you the answer. Which president did not want to concede the election? And the answer to that is President Donald Trump. Okay. So you make sure that you have that written down. You cannot afford to get that one wrong.
Listen.
I mean, it's the truth. Which one did not want to? So, you know that you put it down. A whole lot of things are gonna change on it, as you
Yeah.
say, and it's gonna be tougher and harder. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the administration that comes in after that will kind of bring it back to a more relaxed setting, so that
Yeah.
because it's already tough with when I did it, it was 100 questions and not knowing which 10 you were gonna be asked. And as I say,
Mm-hmm.
I studied that with my American girlfriend, and she was shocked when she was looking at it. She's like, Monica, I couldn't pass
They
this
don't
test
know it. Mm-hmm.
because she herself did not know all of these things, the original states and all of that. She had no clue. And she was
Yeah.
shocked that we had to come in here and know all of that. And I tell people, you get to be a part of this great country. But we don't just get up and go stand in front of judge and lift our hands. We have to pay for it, one, and we have to work for it, you know?
Work for it. Yeah.
So we deserve it. So once you get your citizenship, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's 2 minutes after 8 o'clock, and that is it. No, somebody says, how very successful are you with your cases? That's our last question.
What's the
How
question?
how very successful are you with your cases?
I mean, there is, like I always say, client, I don't guarantee anything, because most of what we do is discretionary, where they can look and the officer can say no. But one of the things that I'm ensure that I do and I pride myself on is packaging cases properly. So I hardly have cases where they come back and they try to request more evidence. So I would say, like, right now I'm at a 90%. And if it's a case where we think there could be a denial or something, I'll say that to the client straight up, like, you do not have enough evidence to
Mm-hmm.
prove this case, and it's best that you wait or you do this. Or I think I'll tell them, like, even in the case of citizenship, I say, like, I don't think you're able to demonstrate good moral character at this time. You may want to hold off, like, for 5 years or something. But I've never had a denial.
Mm.
I've never had a denial. I got like two requests for more evidence, and it was a case where we expected it. I have told clients in the past, like, don't apply for this as yet. Hold on, right here. But nothing is ever guaranteed.
Good. Well, we thank God for that. It seems like as a matter of fact, it's not in your hands, it is in their hands. All you can
Yes,
do is the very best that you
and
can.
most of it is discretionary. And even if it's a case where you get denied or they just turn certain stuff away, then if you know you're within your rights, it's just a matter of doing proper research and appealing it.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, Angela, there you go. All right, we have one final comment, and I truly agree with this. She says, I am a citizen now 15 years, says Valdine. I love America. I obey the law and what is right. I believe if you come into someone else's country, you should respect it and do right
Yes.
things. I believe we came for betterment. I raised 4 kids here, and they're awesome. Thank God they see how hard I work and they do what they're supposed to do. I'm retired now and I'm enjoying my life. And I totally agree with that. You come to
And
somebody's
I agree
country,
too.
yes,
I agree.
obey the law of the land. Obey the
Yeah.
law of the
And
land.
I mean, some people look at it as a spectrum, and I always say I'm in the middle, because you have some people who is just anti-immigrant rhetoric, where they just think it's all bad, or they're criminals, they're from
Yeah,
here, and all that. And then you have some people, they're over there, oh, they just hate us immigrants, we're not doing anything. No, you have some of us who we come here and we're not doing anything. And
true.
sad to say, but you deserve to go. And
Yes.
then you have some people who come here, like the lady just said, and they work hard, they do what is right, they raise a family, they get to retire, and they do what is right. So I'll say that I fall in the middle in looking at how it is. So there's no way for you to say that we're all good and we all
Mm-hmm.
deserve to be here, but at the same time, we're not all bad.
Which is true. That is it, right in the middle. Some bad,
Yeah.
some good. Because as an immigrant, you see the sign. You don't
Mm-hmm.
sell the drug. Number one, you're not supposed to be selling drugs. But worse than that, you're not supposed to be selling it in a school zone. And you can read, you see it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're standing there selling drugs to kids in a school zone. Now, I mean,
Yeah, that's
send you
just
back to,
wrong.
yeah, that's just wrong. Send you back to your country with that kind of behavior, if that's the case. If
Yeah.
you're coming, you should come for the betterment of yourself and to better those that are around you as well. Use it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what's your final as we go tonight? You're done with us on naturalization? Want to
Yeah,
recap
I
or
mean,
anything?
we have what, Thursday coming up, Thanksgiving Day. If you
Yes.
celebrate it, then enjoy the day off, enjoy your family, but still remember COVID is out here.
Yes.
And if you don't celebrate it, you may be off. Use the day to relax, reflect, and until next time, God bless you and take care.
Before you go, now that you mentioned COVID, during this whole COVID situation, they're having naturalization ceremonies. How is that going? How do they do it? Virtual?
Yes, and it depends on the office. Like some places they were having it where like you stand outside, parking lots, and like I had a client who did it and she was in an auditorium, but they did practice social distancing and they still are doing it. Because even when you go through like to enter into the building, 6 feet apart.
Wow.
So they have a lot of measures in place where they're practicing social distance.
All right. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you, hubby and Elihu. And make sure you guys stay safe. And our next program will be on the 7th of December, 2nd. Is that right? 14th. Second. Oh, this month has five Mondays. That's
Yes.
why. So we're second and fourth Mondays. So the 14th and the
Yes, the
28th. All right. So guys, just make sure you pack her with questions during that time so she can prepare for the next program. That's what, three weeks away? Woo! You got a lot of time. 3 Mondays. Wow. Okay. So that when she comes back, she can answer whatever. And in the interim, go ahead, call her, email her, talk to her about whatever particular situation that you have as it concerns immigration. Thank you, attorney. All the best and enjoy your
All
Thanksgiving. And remember those
All right.
books.
Take care. Thank you.
Next time you bring them so we can let the public know and again where to go and get their copy. All right.
Okay, I will.
All right.
I
Bye
will.
bye.
Thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
Take care. Good
Bye
night.
bye. All right. The Law and You. That was attorney Georgia Lawrence. Want to say thanks again. This is her program, The Law and You. And tonight, she's an immigration lawyer. And tonight, she really opened to us about naturalization. Thank you again, guys, for being here with us. Marcia Dawson says, but I don't think anyone would get that wrong, Doc. That's and it not just Doc, you are funny. Marcia said that's true. Claudette says we will see Dr. Monica. Of course, you know those questions. You got to know the answer. And if they do ask which president didn't want to concede when you go for your naturalization, then you know what name to put there. Please don't put number 45. Okay, do not do that. Make sure you write out the name President Donald whatever Trump the name is. All right. That's it. But all in all, it feels good to be a citizen of the United States of America. And guys, look, if you're eligible to do that N-400 application for naturalization, go right ahead and get it done. That's the very first place you start. All right. Until then, until another in our program, The Law and You, this is Dr. Monica and attorney Georgia Lawrence saying good night. God bless you guys until we meet again. Want to remind you or just want to let you know that tomorrow I will be on with Beautiful Day. So I'll catch you tomorrow for our Beautiful Day segment tomorrow morning. Take care. Walk good.
Till on my
I came back just for Steve Joseph, who wants to know the names of the books. The names of the books are, let me get that for you real quickly. I'm coming there, Steve. I had it up and then it went away. All right, Steve Joseph on Facebook. The power of an overcomer is one. Then 1051 is another one. And the other one is purpose through the pain. All right?
Faith Ministry wishes to thank you, our faithful and growing listenership, for joining us on www.caribbeangospelradiofm.com, Caribbean Gospel Radio FM on USA to Europe and into the Caribbean, all the world over. This is Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, keeping you in